What creates the need for town transformation?
I want to elaborate on at least 4 that leads to what I call the impetus to set off the town transformation. One is the environmental disaster that we referred to. And again, the picture that I want to bring into people's minds is the case of Hurricane Katrina, where New Orleans was indirectly impacted as a consequence of the hurricane. And of course, it led to a lot of socioeconomic impacts that then very quickly had to be remediated. The ones that might be a little bit less obvious are the ones that I will call that there's a socioeconomic reason. One would be Detroit. That might be perhaps a very familiar case in the minds of people. So there, an economic decline led to huge social unrest. That derelict state led to what we call almost a feral town or feral city, where there's such lawlessness that creates such a geopolitical and economic and social risk that you have to actually intervene to redirect that future. Then the third reason, and that's the area where I typically get often involved, is where there's economic impetus. So either there's an economic threat, so perhaps in the cases where we kind of call, let's say, the mine closure will lead to there no longer being economic means for which people to create a livelihood, or there could be an economic growth potential. So as we mentioned before, also a new industry wants to establish itself. And how do you then very quickly grow that economy to allow for that commercial and then economic success? The fourth one that I want to mention are geopolitical reasons. When Singapore separated itself from Malaysia, it had to reestablish identity to give it a geopolitical positioning in the world, and it did it extremely successfully. Dubai might be another example of that. The Ukraine. So it's a moment in a huge geopolitical crisis, and which is causing a lot of devastation on economic fronts, social fronts, environmental fronts. So hopefully, if this war ends soon, how does one go about to then transform on a country level to actually bring about a country that can again function what we call organically and sustainably?